Hello friends, today I am going to discuss about the gears nomenclature and different forms of teeth. Let's discuss some of the gear nomenclatures. The first one is the pitch circle. Pitch circle is the imaginary circle which by pure rolling action would give the same motion as the actual gear. That is, in the pitch circle, the actual transmission takes place. The pitch circle diameter is the diameter of the pitch circle. So usually the gears are represented by the pitch circle diameter, PCD, pitch circle diameter or pitch circle radius. So the gears, the diameter of the gear is represented by the pitch circle only, pitch circle diameter. Then the pitch point, it is a common point of the contact between the two pitch circles. That is the pitch circle of the common point of contact between the pitch circle of the pinion and pitch circle of the gear. That is the pitch point. Then the diametral pitch. Diametral pitch is nothing but the ratio of number of teeth to the pitch circle diameter in millimeters. Diametral pitch, ratio of number of teeth, it is the ratio of number of capital T divided by the circle diameter, that is T by D, that is diametral pitch, number of teeth to the diameter in millimeter, that is T by D. Whereas the module is the ratio of the pitch circle diameter in millimeter to the number of teeth, that is module equal to D by T. Diametral pitch is the reciprocal of the module, okay, 1 by M. Diametral pitch, it is d by t, whereas the diametral pitch is t by d. Okay, so this is a module is also one of the important parameter for the gear, just like the pitch circle diameter. The second important parameter is a module. Okay, module of both the mating gear should be the same. Module of gear and the pinion should be same. Module equal to d by t. Then the circular pitch, it is a distance measured on the circumference of the pitch circle from a point of one teeth to the corresponding point on the next tooth. Okay, that is, this is a pitch circle, circular pitch. That is, so from the, it is a distance measured on the circumference of the pitch circle from a one point of the teeth to the corresponding point of the next tooth. That is, this is a circular pitch. Okay, circular pitch is represented pi into d, circumference divided by number of teeth. Pi into d by number of teeth is the circular pitch. This is also important parameter. Then the clearance. The clearance is a radial distance from the top of the tooth to the bottom of the teeth in the meshing gear. That is the clearance, the radial clearance. Okay, top of the pinion to the bottom of the gear. Okay, that is the clearance. Always that should be clearance, else it will create the interference. Okay, clearance is essential between the two meshing gears. Then the total depth, it is the radial distance between the addendum and the dedendum circles of the gear. It is equal to the sum of the addendum and the dedendum. Okay, sum of the addendum, the total depth is here. It is addendum plus dedendum is a total working depth of the total the whole depth. Then working depth, it is the radial distance from the addendum circle to the clearance circle. It is the sum of the addendum of the two meshing gears. Okay, addendum of the pinion and the addendum of the gear. Then tooth thickness, it is the width of the tooth measured along the pitch circle. That is, this is the tooth thickness along the pitch circle. So the thickness measured along the pitch circle width. Then the tooth space, it is a width of space between, that is a space, width of space between the two adjacent teeth measured along the pitch circle. Okay, measured in the width of the tooth space. Then addendum. Addendum is the radial distance of the tooth from the pitch circle to the top of the teeth. That is, this is from the pitch circle top of the teeth. That is the distance, the radial distance. Similarly, the dedendum is a radial distance of the tooth from the pitch circle to the bottom of the teeth. Okay, bottom of the tooth, that is dedendum. Addendum is above the pitch circle and dedendum is below the pitch circle. Addendum circle is a circle drawn through the top of the teeth and is concentric with the pitch circle. Concentric circle drawn uh, at the top of the tooth is a addendum. Addendum is a circle drawn to the bottom of the teeth. Okay, that is addendum circle and dedendum circle. Addendum and dedendum is also important parameter. The important parameter is circle diameter, addendum, dedendum, then the module and circular pitch are the important parameter for the gear. Then the face of the tooth is nothing but it is the surface of the gear tooth above the pitch surface. This is the pitch surface of the pitch circle. Okay, above this it is a face and below this is a flank. It is the surface of the gear tooth below the pitch surface is a flank. Then the pressure angle or angle of obliquity. It is the angle between the common normal to the two gears, common normal to the two gear teeth at the point of contact and the common tangent at the pitch point. Okay, it is the angle between the common normal to the common tangent is phi. Okay, backlash is essential for the gear to avoid the interference. The backlash is a difference between the tooth space and the tooth thickness, that is along the circumference. Along the radial it is a clearance, along the circumference that is a backlash. Okay, it is a difference between the tooth space and the tooth thickness as measured along the pitch circle. Thus, theoretically the backlash should be 0, but in actual practice some backlash must be avoided to prevent the jamming or interference of the teeth due to the tooth errors and the thermal expansions. Okay, here, so along the circumference the clearance is required. Okay, that is the backlash. That is about the nomenclature, gear tooth nomenclature. So among these, the important parameters of the circle diameter, module, addendum, dedendum, and the circular pitch are the important parameters that should know. Then the forms of teeth, different forms of teeth. Usually there are two forms of teeth. One is the cycloidal form and the for the spur-gears, okay, cycloidal form and the involute form. The first we will discuss the cycloidal form. Cycloidal is nothing but a cycloid is a curve traced by a point on the circumference of a circle which rolls without slipping on a fixed straight line. On a straight line, so if a curve traced by the point on the circumference of the circle, that is this point. For example, this simulation you can see a point on the circle. So this curve is a cycloidal. If it moves over a straight line, then it is a cycloidal. Whereas if it is rolls over the circle inside the circle and outside the circle, then we will get the epicycloidal and the hypocycloidal. Okay. For example, here, since this gear tooths are formed by rolling a circle, that is tracing the point on the circumference of the circle and which rolls over the circle. Okay, that is, so we'll get the epicycloidal curve. Okay, so when a circle rolls without slipping on the outside of a fixed circle, this is a fixed circle. Fixed circle is the pitch circle. Okay, outside of the fixed circle, the curve traced by a point on the circumference of the circle is known as epicycloidal. That is outside, it is a epicycloidal. That is, this circle rolls over the fixed circle. Fixed circle is a your pitch circle. Then it is called as a epicycloidal. If a circle rolls without any slipping on the inside of a fixed circle, then the curve traced by the point on the circumference of the circle is a hypocycloidal. Okay, hypocycloid. That is, cycloid is over the straight line, whereas epi is outside the circumference of the circle. That is, so in this case it is a pitch circle. Over the pitch circle it is a epicycloid. Below, inside the pitch circle is hypocycloid. That is, here it is in this figure you can see. That is this circle, the tracing the point on the circumference of the circle over which rolls outside or over the circumference of the pitch circle. It is epicycloidal. Therefore, in the cycloidal form, teeth form, we will get the two circles, that is epi and the hypo. Okay. Then the involute teeth. An involute of a circle is a plane curve generated by a point on the tangent which rolls on the circle without slipping, or by a point on the taut string which uh, unwrapped from a reel. That is, for example, so from this point, so if you uh, wind a string and if you unwind it, then you will get the form. So this form. Okay, this is the your involute teeth. Okay, the circle is the base circle. From the base circle, you are winding and unwinding. Okay, if you unwrap this yeah, string, then you will get the form. So therefore, it is the easiest of the easy to fabricate. Or the fabrication will be easy for the involute teeth. Only one curve will get. Then we'll discuss about the difference between the involute and cycloidal teeth profile. Involute is the face and flank of involute teeth are generated by the single curve, that is involute only, unwinding in one string, therefore only one curve. Whereas here the epi and hypocycloid, therefore the face and the flank of the teeth are generated by double curves. That is above the circumference, above the epicircle it is a epicycloid, below the epicircle is a hypocycloidal. Okay, one is convex, other one is a concave. Then easy to manufacture and cost is less because of single curve. The difficult to manufacture and the cost is more in this. Then center distance can be can be varied within limits without changing the velocity ratio. Center distance can be varied, whereas the exact center distance should be maintained. Okay, then pressure angle from the start of the engagement of the teeth to the end will be remains constant. Pressure angle throughout the transmission will be constant, whereas the pressure angle is maximum at the beginning of the engagement, then reduces to zero, then at the pitch point and start increasing and again becomes maximum at the end of the engagement. So here the involute, the smooth running of the gears, and less this operation is not smooth. So for the cycloidal, then the interference may occur. Interference should not occur because of the exact central distance should be maintained. Therefore there is no interference at all in the cycloidal, whereas the teeth have the radial flank and hence they are weaker, whereas the spreading flank, therefore they are stronger. Okay, these are some of the difference between the involute and the cycloidal properties.